Welcome everyone to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers, and tonight we're going to introduce you to the toaster, formerly known as Xbox. So tonight we're going to talk about Microsoft gaming chief Asha Sharma killed This Is an Xbox campaign as it didn't feel like Xbox. So let me go ahead and share out this article so you guys can follow along whether you want to or not. So you can see, we'll just dive right into this one. So a reset of how we show up as a brand. It says Microsoft has confirmed that its new gaming boss, Asha Sharma, personally killed the company's controversial This Is an Xbox marketing campaign because ironically, it didn't feel like an Xbox. And I have to say, Asha AI doesn't really feel like Xbox neither. But that's neither here nor there because we'll yet to see what she does. So the promotional slogan was announced with fanfare back in late 2024. I don't know what kind of fanfare they're talking about. Probably mostly negative. But when Microsoft tried to convince the world that Xbox could actually refer to any object that played Xbox games. This meant your smartphone was an Xbox, your dusty old tablet was an Xbox, and even your smart TV could be an Xbox. You know, anything could be an Xbox. Your dialysis machine, when you need that, you know, your refrigerator. So something that also rather suggests that you no longer needed to buy an actual Xbox anymore, which we already know that's going to happen, right? They're going to get rid of consoles and move strictly into the software market. For a company that was already having issues shifting Xbox consoles, the marketing campaign felt a little short-sighted, a view reportedly also held by numerous staff at Xbox itself, whose job it had been to try and make Xbox Series XS not a flop. In recent weeks, fans have spotted This Is an Xbox marketing pages disappear from the internet, while a report has stated that team members had been offended by it ever existing. And now Microsoft has officially confirmed the slogan is dead, with Sharma to thank for it being finished off. So maybe that's something good that she's done already, right? Starting that off. Asha retired This Is an Xbox because it didn't feel like an Xbox, spokesman told Windows Central. She's personally leading a reset. They're going to hard reset this one of how we show up as a brand. The narrative here certainly seems clear, with previous reporting pinning the promotional slogan's existence on former Xbox CEO Sarah Bond, who received only the briefest of acknowledgments on her way out the door. So it should be remembered that Bond ultimately reported into former Microsoft gaming boss Phil Spencer, who Sharma has now directly replaced. Regardless, with Bond gone following Sharma's promotion, the latter seems happy to wipe the slate clean of a marketing campaign disliked by fans, and now at odds with the company's fresh focus on selling the potential of Project Helix, Microsoft's nebulous PC console hybrid that it likely hopes will find a larger audience than the Xbox, than the Series XS, whenever it actually arrives, right? Because AI is still gobbling up all the parts, so we don't even know when that's going to happen. So, Microsoft boss Satya Nadella recently backed Xbox by insisting that Microsoft is long on gaming, whatever that means, long on gaming, and will always invest in it. Days later, Microsoft revealed early features of Project Helix while confirming plans. We already knew all this stuff. So, you know, we can kind of get rid of this article because we don't really need it anymore since they killed off This Is an Xbox campaign. I don't think any one of us felt like it was a good campaign anyway, but it was just writing on the wall that I thought of Microsoft heralding their exit from the hardware console. And whatever Project Helix looks like, it probably will look like more like a PC than an Xbox, I feel. Because that just makes sense. Because then they can put Steam on it and you put Xbox on it, but it'll just be, we've said this before, it'll just be like the old, it'll just be like what Steam does for the Steam Deck. Works with Steam Deck. Microsoft just have that on their store page. Works with Helix, right? Or optimized for Helix, like they did when they first started doing the Xbox One, One X, all that stuff. So
yep. Their new slogan's going to be, "This is a Steam box."
That's what Steam's going to say. Steam will have two buttons now. Works with Steam Deck and Steam Box.
This is a Steam Xbox.
Yeah, it's an X Steam box.
This is a steaming pile of
Xbox.
Yeah. So I mean, whether they kill the campaign or not, I just don't see them being able to stay strong in the console market because I'll be honest with you, what's the point? If you already own a PC, you don't need an Xbox because everything they build comes out on PC. So, and I have yet to turn on my Xbox, and I can't remember how long. It's been months, if not even. I don't know. The last thing we played together was probably the last time I turned on my Xbox. And it just sits there collecting dust right now, just for if I want to play one of those Xbox games that I have yet to play in the last few months because it's only on there. So, Nick, what do you think, man? What do you think about them killing this is an Xbox campaign?
Well, I mean, I sold my Xbox and now Microsoft got rid of my Xbox because everything I had was an Xbox and now it's not.
Your toaster can no longer play those games.
No, those sons of bitches.
You should sue them.
I was banking on that toaster playing the next Halo.
Yeah. While I toasted my bread. Two birds with one stone, you know? Yes, the campaign was stupid. It was the worst marketing campaign that any company could do for, especially when you're trying to potentially sell. I mean, ultimately, yes, I know software makes the most money, but I mean, you're trying to sell the hardware. And if you put it out there as anything could be an Xbox, then people go, well, then why do I need an Xbox, right? If anything is, then I can buy whatever. I already own one, right? I already have one. I have a phone. I can play Xbox on it. I have a computer. I can play Xbox on it. I have a smart TV, right? And that was the whole campaign. So it really shot themselves in the foot. And I think Microsoft, I mean, they already have an uphill battle, but they have an even steeper uphill battle now trying to divert from this campaign and reimagine themselves with a new campaign, right? And what will that be, right? Like, oh, never mind. That's not an Xbox. I don't know. that's not an Xbox campaign. That's what they're going to do next. This is an Xbox. That's not. But yeah, I agree with Pat that, you know, we talked about this before, but Project Helix is more likely going to be like a Steam machine pretty much, or just a PC, right? I think it'll be very similar in the vein of a Steam machine. It'll be Windows based with probably like an Xbox-ish dashboard, kind of like Steam Big Picture, but it'll be Xbox dashboard. You know, it'll still be plug and play, but it'll be basically just you have Windows running in the background with a simplified UI that people can just plug in and play their Xbox and Steam games and maybe various other things with, right? Limited options, that type of thing, not the full suite of stuff that like Windows comes with, right? Normally it'll be more of an altered version of it. So that's what I imagine Helix is going to be. Which, ultimately I think is probably the best course for Microsoft. Like, I don't think they could get back into just making just a console for Xbox. They've done enough damage at this point that that's not going to work out for them. So they have to kind of go in this route of making like a hybrid model, or more of a, kind of like the Asus Rogue Ally. They just slap an Xbox sticker on it and call it a day, right? So that's pretty much what we're going to get with Helix, I feel like. But yeah, I mean, with the prices of things right now, it's who knows when we're going to get Helix and how much it's going to cost, right? We talked about this with the PlayStation raising their prices on their consoles. And, we know that we don't know the prices of Steam machines, but, Steam said they're not like competitive with console prices, right? So they're more competitive with like PC prices. So we're looking at like $1,200, $1,500, right? Depending. So I think the next Xbox Helix is probably going to be around that same price point, right? That $1,200 to $1,500 price point for one of those. So yeah, I mean, eventually, the market's it's just going to be harder for people to afford things, right? And so people are going to be very limited on what they have. I mean, I'm glad Sharma got rid of the campaign because I agree with the people that worked at Xbox. I think it was a stupid campaign that went on way too long, and I don't know who came up with it, but bad idea. But I'm glad it's gone. But I think at this point, there's been too much damage. It's going to be hard for them to pull back from that campaign and just the route they've been going on. So what do you think, Shane?
Bury it, put a headstone, started here, died here, killed the brand. That's not what killed Xbox. What killed Xbox was just trying to do crap nobody wanted. Can it play a movie? Great. Who cares? That's not why I have it. Play a Blu-ray? Great. That was so emphasized at the Xbox One, and they heard it so much. Microsoft just lost all that trust and everything it gained from the 360 era, and then when Phil came in, and even Pat, said he's fixing things. He's doing better. At least he's pretending that he cares about the gamer. But we all know it's down to the money. But he put on a good show, and a lot of the steps he was taking seemed for gamers, and a lot of things I really liked. And then next thing I know, everything's an Xbox, so nothing's an Xbox. Everything's going everywhere. Why? Because we screwed up so goddamn much. We got to make up money somewhere. This is not going to fix Xbox. It's just not. Now, with this Astra Sharma, whatever her name is, her previous role being the AI head, it makes me wonder how her experience is going to try to turn the new Xbox around. Is it just going to be an AI machine? I mean, what are they truly going to do with it?
I bet the next Xbox will have Copilot or something integrated.
Oh yeah,
Cortana,
that's a
Cortana Copilot.
Cortana, yeah, there you go.
Cortana's going to crash that plane. Yep. And that's the thing, is that's more stuff that gamers don't want. Gamers want games. That's their focus. That's my focus. I turn on my Xbox. Do you remember when you could actually earn Microsoft points for the crap? And what did you do? You bought Microsoft stuff from there. You bought more games. You bought some DLC. I bought a lot of movies from Microsoft, and no problem with it. But that's not why I turned on the Xbox. I turned on the Xbox to play games. Those are just little bonuses. That's great stuff, but they've got to focus on the games. I don't want an AI machine. I want a gaming machine. Now, granted, we're going to get AI in our games. That's a given. That's something we can't even fight, because the company's already doing it. They're already shoving it into the games. They're already firing people. We know that's inevitability. It's the Thanos of gaming AI. It is inevitable. So this little, nothing's an Xbox anymore. Only Xbox is Xbox, is not going to save shit.
A little too late, right?
Exactly. Now, that being said, it's not too late if they make the right steps. Everything can be fixed if you make the right steps. But the problem is Microsoft hasn't shown us one right step in years. And are they going to learn now? Probably not. I mean, the only way I can see the next Xbox doing well, I don't think it'll ever overtake PlayStation again, but the only way I can see it doing well is if the machine comes out focused on gaming. The machine comes out on exactly what has been hinted and talked about, with the ability to play your Steam games. But the biggest thing is pricing. If they can come under PlayStation by a decent amount, if they can come out before PlayStation in a decent time frame, I think they have a shot to regain, but never get back what they had from the 360 ever. So that's just it's just an opinion. I think they got to quit doing program bullcrap like this as an Xbox, because that really is against everything what gamers want. I mean, can I play an Xbox? Can I play Halo on the PC? Awesome. But don't advertise that. Just advertise Halo. Halo for Xbox. Halo on my Xbox. And then put it on PC 6 months later. Put it on PlayStation a year later. That's fine. But give me a reason to have Xbox. And they keep taking away the reason. That's like cutting your foot off and going out and buy 2 pair of shoes. I mean,
I say I agree with you. Like, don't advertise Halo on PC. Like, you can put Halo on PC the same day, right? If you want to. The people that know it exists will go out and buy it, right? But those people that know it exists already knew that, right? It's for the people that don't, right? The people that think Halo is only on an Xbox machine. And those are the people that Microsoft needs to convince to buy the machine to play Halo, right? Because the gamers, they already know what devices and crap that you can play X game on, right? They know that game's coming to PC or whatever. They already know this information. It's the people that don't that Microsoft has to convince to go out and buy an Xbox for, right? Mom and pop and grandma and grandpa, right? Because they think it only exists there. But you go with that campaign and they think, well, everything's an Xbox, so I don't need to go buy this, right? Now you're convincing grandma and grandpa that they don't need to buy that because they already have an Xbox at home.
Mm-hmm. It's their toaster.
Yeah, whatever, it's their blood pressure machine.
I mean,
I'm winning.
I don't know who the Xbox is going to be for, though, right? I mean, the whole reason that you have, I don't know, how do I say this? The whole reason that you have an Xbox and a PlayStation is because those guys made games and only put it out on their system. And then you have PC gamers. And now that Microsoft pushes everything to PC and eventually PlayStation, there's no real point if you are an Xbox gamer at this point. Because if they make a PC hybrid, then you can't, it's going to be expensive. So you've priced those console people out, and the people who just don't want a PC, I don't think they're going to be able to afford that, and they're going to be driven towards the PlayStation console. Unless the PlayStation console is going to be doing something very similar and be very similarly priced, which I doubt it if they're not trying to make this hybrid thing. Because they are not, I guarantee it. They're like, we don't care about Steam. Those guys are somewhere else. All we care about is the PlayStation ecosystem, because they don't want you to be able to play something on a PlayStation that you can't buy, that you can buy from someone else other than them. They want everything in the PlayStation ecosystem to go through them. You want to buy a game on PlayStation, when the next one comes out, if they're not all digital, it would surprise the hell out of me, but it'd be like, oh, well, you have to buy that from our digital storefront, and then we get 30%. So,
and that's a good point, Pat. I didn't put that together. All Microsoft is doing is empowering Sony. Really, that's all they're doing. Nintendo, don't even think about them. They just do whatever the hell they're eating mushrooms over there. But yeah, they're just empowering Sony by these decisions, and that's why Sony is rolling back the PC ports, and it makes sense. I mean,
they smell blood in the water, is what Sony does, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got this. We don't need to do the multi-console thing because we can pull our player. Once the next generation comes in, we're going to pull those players back into our ecosystem, and then we don't care if half or whatever of the people don't get to play our games."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one thing you got to give Sony fanboys or ponies or whatever you want to call them, the people that are only play on PlayStation or primarily play on PlayStation, they're dedicated, they're devoted. I mean, they will never leave that abusive relationship for nothing. And that's great for Sony. I mean, they make some of the greatest single player games, period, bar none. But lately they've been making crap.
Yeah. Don't ask them about their live service or multiplayer games.
No. Shh. No, some secrets left buried. Some secrets better left buried. I think if you're gonna make a hybrid like Microsoft is apparently doing, you're absolutely right, but they're gonna price themselves out. But I don't, and I'm not a tech guy. We all know this. But the consoles have become more PC-like as they've gotten as each generation has come through. They've gotten more PC-like. the reason I think consoles became where they are, and this is my personal reason, is plug and play. I don't have to be tech smart. I know if I can figure out how to put the damn power into the wall, and I can figure the audio video cable to the TV, that's as techy as I need to be. Maybe change my batteries in the controller. That is why I like consoles. That's why I still really prefer consoles, because I can sit on my big TV and I can have almost the same experience as a PC player, almost. But there are things that PCs that do that consoles don't, and that's the ability to adjust and tweak and customize and just make the game, almost however you want it, how you want to play it. Me and Nick were playing Resident Evil 6. We were running back through that, and he got to re-experience it playing together again, but he also got to re-experience it on PC and through different costume mods and stuff on. That you can't do on console. And that's fine, but I'd like to plug and play. And for Microsoft to try to do a hybrid, I'm not too sure how that's gonna work, because then I'll just play it on my computer. And I know there's more computers in households than there are consoles, so still gonna buy it on PC.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting, because they're going to be directly competing against the Steam machine. Is really what they're going to be competing against.
Yeah, so they got their ass kicked by PlayStation, and they was like, all right, let's go try fighting this guy instead.
Yeah. The guy who's going to hand it to him twice over.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be interesting, because, the Steam Deck is a proven concept for them, and now they're just expanding it into a larger format where it's a PC-ish format running on their Steam OS, a Linux-based OS. So, and Steam, because of their Steam OS, their Linux-based OS, they're the driving force behind a lot more games being able to be played on a Linux-based system. Because Linux gaming used to be a kind of a crapshoot because of the middleware that you had to run to get it to work. Like running Proton or something like that nature, to make it work. So, but who knows? I don't think they could be able to compete with Steam. We'll have to see what the pricing is going to be like, because if they're significantly more expensive than a Steam machine, why would people go to them when they can get a Steam machine? Because gamers that play on the console just don't want the hassle of a PC and issues that come along with that. So if Steam can keep their self-contained Steam OS console-ish fairly stable, we know they'll probably beat Microsoft, because Microsoft, with their Windows operating systems, aren't very stable at times. They release some junk, and Xbox has been, for the most part, not 100% or not even 90%, but for the most part, they're immune to some of that stuff. But I wonder if Helix is going to use like the Windows Core embedded, or if they're going to go do the whole, the Windows IoT, what's going to be on this machine, right? I don't think they're going to put Windows 11 on there or something like that. So, but it's probably going to be like Windows IoT, Windows Core, something like that. But we'll have to see. I don't think they can compete with Steam. So, and I really am. To me, it just seems like Microsoft's going to be rolling out like a gateway computer. They're going to roll out their own branded computer, right?
Dude, it's a Dell.
Yeah.
That's
really
the
what
last
they're
thing
doing.
Microsoft, made computer-wise that was successful was the Surface, right?
But the Surface didn't last.
And they still make Surfaces.
Oh, yeah,
but they're like bottom. Surfaces are dead. People don't use them for professional.
And they still make them.
But I don't know.
But it's just like everything Microsoft makes. It dies.
Can you still get a Zoom?
No, you can't get a Zoom.
No,
I don't think so. You said that, and I'm like, I don't think you can still get one of those. You can buy used.
Yeah.
Mine still works, though.
I have my Zoom somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, so like
I don't know where it's at, but somewhere.
I don't have one. So, yep. You guys got anything else? I think we've kind of beat this one down a little bit. Nothing is an Xbox anymore. Not even Microsoft. So,
nope.
All right. Well, let us know what you think down in the comments. What do you think about them killing off the campaign that nobody really liked? What do you think about the next generation console, the Helix? And we already said that nothing is an Xbox anymore, but we'll make one caveat. Netflix is still an Xbox because, they're partnering with Netflix. So hopefully you'll be able to get your Xbox and Netflix subscription all in one.
$800 a month.
Yeah, right. You think it's expensive now?
That's with ads.
That's with ads.
That's with ads.
The ad-free version.
Killtacular, brought to you by Manpax.
Yeah, the testicle and an arm. So, all right. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. What about all this stuff with Microsoft? Do you think they're righting the ship? What do you think they're going to go face first into AI with their new leadership? What do you think? And remember, you're not using Xbox anymore. So, we hope you enjoyed this episode. We hope to catch you in the next one.
See ya.